Veteran entertainer and activist Charlie Boy has publicly criticized the Bariga Local Council Development Area in Lagos State for renaming the Charlie Boy bus stop after popular rapper Olamide. The Bariga LCDA, as part of a broader initiative to honor notable individuals, renamed several streets and landmarks, including changing Charlie Boy bus stop to Bado bus stop after Olamide's nickname, eliciting a flurry of reactions. Let's take a look.
Ilaje Road will now be called King Sunny Ade Road. Ajidagon Street will now be called Olamide Adedeji Bado Street. That means that Charlie Boy bus stop will now be changed to Bado bus stop. No more Charlie Boy.
No more Charlie Boy.
Why the need for
I don't know
no more Charlie Boy? You will know the kind of mindset behind
This is it. But you know that Charlie Boy will respond now. He
Charlie
did now,
Boy.
of course,
Oh,
on
yeah.
X. Charlie Boy, in a post on X, stated that renaming the bus stop was a deliberate attempt to erase his decades of activism and social defiance. He stated that the bus stop earned its name organically from the people due to his consistent fight for them, not through political patronage. He also emphasized that while physical signs can be changed, his legacy, which he says is carved into the history of Nigeria and etched into the minds of those who still dare to question authority, cannot be erased. Of course, the renaming of the streets and landmarks in Lagos has sparked mixed reactions, including from activist Omoyele Sowore, who described it as a politically and ethnically motivated vendetta by the APC government. Sowore characterized the renaming of the Charlie Boy bus stop as cynical and spiteful, describing it as an attempt to rewrite history and silent dissent while discrediting opposing voices. The activist made these comments in a social media post, adding that the actions were vindictive, haphazard, and laced with ethnic undertones aimed at targeting specific ethnic groups, punishing political opponents, and erasing legacy. Also, human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, condemned the trend of renaming streets and bus stops in Lagos State, deeming it unconstitutional, illegal, and authoritarian. Falana emphasized that the power to name roads, streets, and houses lies exclusively with local government councils, as stipulated in the fourth schedule of the 1999 Constitution. He criticized the renaming of Charlie Boy bus stop to Bado bus stop, arguing that the original name was organically given by local communities due to Charlie Boy's societal contributions. Renaming it without community consultation, he stated, was disrespectful and, of course, like he highlighted, authoritarian. Go ahead, Rufi on fire.
Yes, so I have a lot to say because I had to do some digging. At first, and you see, that's why I keep saying we should not divide this country. Mm-hmm. This country is beautiful and blessed. Why was it that it was after the skirmishes that happened after the political season in the last elections in Lagos, all of this started? Because it's not only in this Bariga area. There was another one too in another local government in Lagos that a lot of names were changed. Secondly, I dug deep, Oji. That place used to be called Second Pedro. There was no official naming that made the place Charlie Boy in the first place. So you removing a name that was not official shows spite. There was no official naming. How did that place come about? I dug deep. I even called Charlie Boy in this matter. And by the way, he's done another skit where he responded to them. Maybe you play that skit. And he said, because I wanted to get all the empirical facts, he said he moves there in 1989, just before his prominent 1990 album dropped. Yeah. But he did a lot for the people there. He said on his last count, because he used to do endorsement for motorcycle companies and the likes, he said they had given over 2,500 motorcycles to Okada riders and people around there as a form of empowerment. He said there were many people that they paid their school fees there. In fact, he said that some people even opted to change their name to Oputa. Many scholarship schemes, and he helped the area. He was a tenant in that area. He didn't own a house there. Although on the flip side, some people have now started bringing another allegation that he didn't pay rent when he was there and all of that. Mm-hmm. But he said he did all of this because of the joy and passion. He said how he put Bagada on the map. You know, he had one of the most watched shows on Nigerian television. A lot of people don't know that Charlie Boy is one of the godfather of Nigerian TV. Mm-hmm. His Charlie Boy show on TV was highly revered in the 90s. And it was syndicated all over the country. Many TV stations. And he would do his candid camera on the streets around Bagada. So it is sad that this is happening at this point in time. We are supposed to be uniting people,
Yes, this is it.
not dividing them. In fact, even Dr. Bani SCN made a very strong point around this, that we cannot go on this way. Falana had made this strong point. Guess what the people that renamed it, they even got DJ on the street to be telling people that you must call it Bado bus stop. For what?
It will take a while.
We can't build a society this way. Give Charlie Boy his flowers. You see, he might be somebody that is at a side that you don't like today, does not mean that you should erase his legacy.
No more Charlie Boy. That's what he said. Well, Dr. Bati, Falana also highlighted the contradiction of Lagos State retaining colonial-era street names associated with oppression while replacing names honoring positive Nigerian contributors. He called for an end to arbitrary renamings, urging local government legislative arms to institutionalize public hearings and legal processes for such decisions. I mean, talking about the fact that we still have pre-colonial era names on our streets, and they're worried about renaming Charlie Boy bus stop.
Okay, let me first talk about some of those historical routes. There are some routes on the island that are named after, colonial figures. Correct. Now, over time, the Lagos State local government areas, they've changed most of those names. But the lesson from it is that some of those roads, there's still, some people are used to the old names, they have refused to switch. I think one example will be Kingsway Road. There are people who still call it Kingsway Road. They have refused to accept that it's now Rewane Road, Alfred Rewane Road. So that's why, the community's memory is important. And the thing about naming is that generally in Africa, there's something called naming and naming systems. We give names for a purpose. And so when you change names, you wipe out history. You wipe out part of the people's memory process, or what we call remembering process, in the literature. That's number one. And Mr. Falana says, well, the community should have been consulted. So even if we change the names, the people will remember. The third point that Mr. Falana made is about the constitutionality of it. In 2002, this was an issue. When the Lagos State government, under the leadership of the present president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, decided to create 30 SCDAs, or is it 37? 37 SCDAs. And the matter went all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court ruled that, okay, states can create SCDAs, but what is recognized for Lagos in the Constitution is 20 local governments.
Yes,
you can collect money for your 20 local councils and go and share whatever you call the additional distance, but you will not take more than what is in the Constitution.
Yes.
And that has been the situation. They have these SCDAs. And Falana SCN's point is that the local governments in Nigeria are listed, they are recognized in the first schedule of the Constitution. And those local governments, they are 774. Those additional LCDAs in Lagos, they are not listed. And to that extent, he says it is not constitutional. Now, the other issue here is the point made by Monday Ubani SAN and also by Showore, that Lagos is not meant for Yoruba people alone. Lagos is not meant for one ethnic group or one religious group. And he was alleging that there is an ethnic undertone. All these new streets that they have brought, Nice, Sonny Ade, Bado, everybody on that list that they have given names is a Yoruba person. Then they removed Charlie Boy that the people themselves named in honor of Charlie Boy, in recognition of his popularity as a force of resistance, defending the interests of the hoi polloi. And then they removed that and said, no more Charlie Boy. The man said so twice. His name is Kolade David. Now, this Kolade David is the outgoing SCDA chairman in Bariga. Yes. Now, what he has done I think he should be ashamed of himself. And I say that advisedly. He's not going to be remembered
This is it.
for the roles that he provided for the people, for local government things that he provided for the people, for his contribution to the Bariga community. He is going to be remembered for his last act, last whimper effort, renaming streets. I don't think that should be a legacy.
Yeah.
I don't think that is a legacy that he should be proud of.
This is it.
Because indeed, we will advise the man who is the newly elected chairman of that SCDA that, well, he may consult with the people and consider reversing what this Mr. David has done at the last minute. He was there all this while. He was expected to do more important things. His legacy is renaming of streets. And do you know that they got painters? They started changing the name of Charlie Boy. What kind of incompetence, indolence, is this?
They even got DJ. It's now Olumide those streets, you. Don't call it Johnny Boy again. If you call it Johnny Boy, you will see Pepe.
Unfortunate. Dr. Ruben Abati on fire. Well, all right. Well, all right.